Remember when I said that squigs were the easiest thing to paint in the world and that contrast paints are also fantastic and I never use anything else?
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.
It's been quite some time since I actually had something that I'd finished painting that I could show off on this channel. The last time I actually showed anything painted was with the Inco, and that was 4 months ago. And in fact, this is only the second completed unit I've actually ever done. I don't count the Reavers from the first episode on this channel because as of now, I still haven't actually finished the Riders. I also mentioned before that I really want to focus on my Drukhari and Thousand Suns. I want to get a 2,000 point army fully painted that I can play for the one game that I really play, which is 40k. So the second unit I've ever completed since returning to the hobby after 15 years is Gloomspite Gitz. Look, it's not like I haven't been doing anything between the Incubi and these squigs. I have been doing painting here and there, and I've got some units almost finished, you know, in certain stages of the painting process. So, you know, it just so happened that this was the second one I fully completed. And it has actually helped somewhat by doing something kind of different, getting out of my comfort zone a little bit. It's let me learn some different things about painting and about the hobby that I wouldn't have learned if I just kind of continued doing the same things that I was doing before. So what is it that these squigs have actually taught me about painting? Well, in a previous video, I said that squigs are the easiest thing to paint in the world, and, you know, they're so easy, they're just spheres, you just slap red on them and then you're done. Well, that's still true for the outside of the squig. Painting the outside of the squig and the teeth and the claws, that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Getting onto the insides of the mouth, however, that's difficult, lemony difficult. And this is something that I've struggled with for all the things I've painted. Anytime there's either a gun in the way of a chest or there is a cape behind legs that might be difficult to access, always struggled actually getting paint onto them and actually making them look good. Even if I navigate my brush very carefully between an arm and a leg and a weapon or a knife or something, and I get right into the right place, get my paints ready, gingerly place my brush right where I want that paint to be, I can still see the base coat. I somehow get paint everywhere but that one place I want to paint, and I don't understand why. For squigs, it even warns you. It even tells you should probably paint the insides of the mouth first before putting the teeth faceplate bit on, because it's so much easier to paint without it. Now, fortunately for the squigs, most of them, their teeth just are just a big block of teeth. They're not actually opening their mouths, but for some of them, it is a bit more tricky. Unfortunately, there's also something else about painting that I believe that makes this much more of a problem. Look, I do like contrast paints. I do think they're great. The issue with contrast paints is the base color. First of all, I've actually learned recently that black spray paint's incredible, and all of my white spray painting is awful. Black just comes out so nice when you spray paint it, and I don't know why. But you need a light base coat to do the contrast paints, unless you're doing the slap chop or zenithal or all that stuff. That's another video, but we'll get to that. The other issue with contrast paints is those gaps behind places or in those corners that are difficult to reach are way, way more pronounced when they're white or light grey or any of those bright colours. This is especially annoying because these Git handlers here, they have black cloaks. If I just sprayed them black, it would have been fine. Especially because when I came to do the skin, I tried to use a contrast color and I didn't think it looked very good. So I actually just used a different color anyway, which is a normal base color, and it looked a lot better. In fact, I think this handler is one of the best things I've ever painted. And most of that was probably not contrast paint. I mean, the cloak is contrast paint, but if I just sprayed that black, it would have been fine because I wouldn't have had to try and get my bloody brush right into the back of the little corner. This little bastard, I got the black on the leg and I had to... The third thing here is not something I've actually ever said on the channel, but you may have noticed when I've shown some preview images or shown things that I'm working on. I've never really gotten on with bases. The Incubi bases were the first ones that I really got into, and they're fine. I've never looked forward to doing the bases. It's always the thing I end up doing last, and to be honest, I sometimes just avoid doing it, and that's why some of the models that I've actually completed, I haven't actually finished them because of the basing part. Then I discovered these basing materials. These little packs of basing materials I bought at a hobby shop in Norwich, I think, a few months ago, just out on a whim. I saw them, I thought they looked quite nice, so I thought, you know, I'll give them a go. But of course, being adverse to doing bases meant I never actually got round to using them. When I came to do the squigs, I tried using this Agrellan Earth stuff. I think it makes it all crackly, but it didn't quite work. Either it didn't crackle much, or it crackled way too much. And I had a real problem, and I thought, I've got to try and hide some of this stuff. So I thought I'd get these things out and give them a go, these little grassy things. My god, do they make basing easy. They're literally just like stickers, essentially. You peel them off with tweezers, you stick them on the base, and they look incredible. And the best part is, because they're quite tall grass pieces or flowers, you can use them to cover mistakes. I can cover mistakes on the bases where the crackle paint has not done very well, or I can use them to cover parts of the feet which haven't done very well, or areas where I can just cover some little bits here and there, and it looks so good. I'm well aware that I'm probably about to make the same mistake that I did with contrast paints by saying I wouldn't use anything else and these are the best things ever. I wouldn't use anything else and these are the best things ever. I don't think I could do basing in any other way. It's just so easy and it looks so cool. These ones that I have are from a company called Gamers Grass. I'm probably just going to order a bunch more of this stuff because it's so good. I'm sure you could find these in most hobby shops or most, miniature shops. So, I'd highly recommend picking up something like this. It just makes the basing so much nicer. For basing in particular, I'd love to hear what you guys do for your bases, especially because this is a weaker part of my painting. I mean, most of the parts of painting are my weak part. This is a YouTube channel about hobbies, mostly about Warhammer, where I've actually only released 2 videos about painting. All the videos about games that I release are ones where I lose, and then all the other videos are just about how I purchase too much stuff. So maybe don't take my advice, but you leave your own advice in the comments, and I'm sure that's some great advice there that you can use for your own Warhammer. And that'll be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff that helps me with the channel and whatnot. Leave your comments about how you do bases or how you get into tricky parts, any advice you might have about this kind of stuff. Love to hear it, and I'm sure, spreading the word and sharing this kind of information is great for everyone. So do leave your comments below, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.